All right, hey guys, welcome back to another one. So in this one, I will be covering Lanterns. The first episode came out today, and it's on HBO. It's like the fourth project of DC, and well, it's a pretty good show. It looks quite promising. HBO has given us some bangers, and this one, quite feels like True Detective. The first season, and it is kind of publicized like around it as well, and I feel like this could be one of really great shows. It does have the potential for it, but well, I think the ending might not be what everyone is looking for. So let's just get into it. This video will contain spoilers. If you have not watched the episode, check it out before you watch this video. And if you are wondering what it might be like, so it's basically two cops in an isolated town doing investigative stuff, with a bit of humor from Hal Jordan. And yeah, it's intriguing. You want to know what's happening. Why are aliens in this small town? So yeah, check it out. And all right, so let's get into the video. So the episode starts in 1996, and we see Hal Jordan through John Stewart's eyes. So both of them are Green Lanterns, and I haven't really done much research on comics or whatever, but I have seen the animated shows and movies. The Justice League show that came out in the 2000s, then the movies of DCAU. So both John Stewart and Hal Jordan are, used by the creators depending on which character they want. Hal Jordan is kind of, a laid back guy, bit chill up like that, whereas John Stewart is kind of more disciplined and serious. But yeah, they both have their attributes. And yeah, so we see that John Stewart, all right. So he is, aspiring to become a Green Lantern in the future because he's really impressed with Hal Jordan. We see that Hal Jordan is doing an interview where he tells that he lost his father when he was 8 in an plane accident or something like that. His plane crashed. He was a test pilot as well, and so is Hal Jordan. And well, later on in the episode, we get about we are told about the whole alien thing. But yeah, from what we see from John's perspective, he is being trained to be fearless. Basically, his father is an army man. He takes his son out in the barn and asks him to put an apple on his head, and he shoots the apple just to so he is fearless. So when the time comes, John Stewart can become the next Green Lantern. And we cut to 2016, 10 years later. We see that he's training. He goes out, and we see that Hal is, in a car. They both leave, and we get the sequence from the trailers as well, where Hal jumps out of the car, and well, John has to, save his life. There is the ring there, and he does that. He forms a bubble wrap, and honestly, for a show called Green Lanterns, there is very much, less of green in it. They don't conjure up much things, small things like a bottle opener or a note or something like that. We don't really see too much of them lanterning stuff. But yeah, maybe later on in the season, I guess we'll get to see some action, because I feel like they are trying to avoid most of that stuff, probably saving up for the final fight or whatever, because they tell us that how Hal Jordan first destroyed a meteor, and then we are told about how he got the ring and not really shown the alien. And later on the episode, the alien he's interrogating, we also don't get to see his true form as well. So I think they're avoiding that for now. Hopefully they will show some stuff later on. We don't really get to see the suit much of in the episode as well. Only the first sequence where he's being interviewed, but other than that we don't really see them in their suit. And he does give believable reason for it, but Well, people are watching the show for Green Lantern, so I hope we'll get to see that. So basically, John gets a hologram, or you can call it a halogram, because Hal from like the past, basically his uploaded conscience comes to John, and he tells him that they have to go to Nebraska, and that's what they do. There is, a lot of people there are who love John Stewart. My bad, Hal Jordan. Sorry, um, I'm messing up the names a lot here. Hal is the white guy, John is the black guy. Just so we keep it simple. It's all right. Uh, Hal leaves with his ring. He does not really care much about the whole training the new guy. He just he doesn't really like that. He was chosen, and the whole power was just given to him. He didn't really had a trainee or anything like that. Kind of like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse as well, where the second Peter is not really that interested in teaching Miles, but as the movie goes on, they bond over it, and I feel like that's what we will see. And yeah, when they reach Nebraska, they come to know that there has been a mass shooting, and Hal knows that it has to do something with an alien. John doesn't know what's happening. They want to interrogate one guy who survived the shooting and why he was still there. And Hal has to convince the sheriff that it's an alien, and Green Lanterns have the jurisdiction over it. We have a back and forth with that as well. And finally, Hal gets to interrogate the guy, and as we see that he was actually an alien, and there was this really funny bit where he was, trying to make the alien confess that he's an alien. He asks him about football, and he knows everything, and then he asks, "What school did Harry Potter go to?" He doesn't know that, and I think that's really smart. And then there is this thing with the Barack Obama in 2016. He wants to know what are his opinions on him, and him being an alien, he just knows that he is the president. He was 44th or whatever, and he knows the bookish stuff, but he does not have any opinion on his policies or things like that. He's an alien, so yeah, that was a fun bit. And then we obviously see that he blows himself up. Hal contains the explosion, but the impact is felt by the people, and we also see that, well, in the end, spoiler alert, Hal is dead 10 years later in the same stadium. We don't know who killed him. That's basically what happens in the episode. Now, what are my thoughts? All right. So I quite liked the episode, and the thing I was worried about is that Hal might die, and it happened. Why I was worried about it? Because throughout the episode, Hal brought the humor. You are looking at him, he does something stupid, and it's funny. Now that he's dead, I know that it will mostly be like they will go back and forth. What happened in the 2016 when they were investigating the alien, and why John wasn't with Hal when he died. So again, the thing with True Detective kind of happened like this only. It's just that none of them died, but they were investigating something. They kind of solved the mystery. They moved on. Then one guy still kept looking. He dig deep, realize there is something big going on. Both of them come together, solve the thing. I feel like that's what's going to happen. We'll see what they were doing in 2016, what they found out, and how he died, and for why the ring wasn't with him. So I think there can be a few reasons for it. uh, One, maybe someone stole it, obvious reason. you know Another, and by the way, as far as I know, they can summon their rings even if someone else is wearing it. So I don't know why John couldn't do that, but yeah, maybe there is something with it, will which we might learn later. Maybe the ring chose someone else, like Guy Gardner, because we see he is the Green Lantern in Superman, and maybe he got the ring instead of John, because at the end of the day, the ring chooses its owner. That's what happened with Hal. He was chosen by the ring. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen here. And the thing is, Hal is kind of an important character. We have seen him quite a lot, especially in movies as well. And killing him off in the first episode doesn't, really feel that great. But I guess I hope they give him a proper send off. But honestly, looking at it, he was shot in the head, so I don't think it's going to be that nice. Uh, but the show itself looks quite promising if you remove the whole DC aspect of it. That if you, because while I was watching this episode, I kept thinking like, all right, they can do something with it. It really looks like the universe is coming together after what happened with Supergirl. So I felt like this was a positive step, but when they killed Hal, it kind of made me, think like, well, they could have kept him around. Hal and Barry have a good relationship, and we could have gotten that. But then again, Hal was kind of old. He was like in his maybe 30s, I guess, in 1996. So he's, in late 50s, and then again, I think Barry will be younger, because why would they cast an old Flash? So there were a lot of thoughts going on, but except that it was a really fun episode. It was like an hour long, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And I am honestly looking forward to completing this whole show, and I feel like it's going to be worth the wait every week. But I don't want to keep my expectations too high, because well, what happened with X-Men 97, the previous season was really great and the next season was just good, so it kind of disappoints you. So yeah, it is looking good. And this is like the first thing that came out, which is, all right, let me think. So first was Creature Commandos that came out after the DC went under James Gunn. Then came out Superman. Then came out Peacemaker season 2. Then they retconned that Peacemaker season 1 was also part of it. Suicide Squad as well. So there are like 5 or 6 projects that have came out since DCU started, and lanterns are looking quite good. And the show name itself is Lantern, so I feel like we will get more of them. I think there will be Guy Gardner in it as well. Maybe they team up. We also saw Sinestro in the trailer, and Hal met with him. So it still has the mystery element to it. You don't know what's happening and why they are looking into it. And there were a lot of shots in the trailer with Hal, so I feel like we won't really be doing much without Hal. Maybe in the 2026 sequence, which will be lesser part of the show, I suppose, we'll see John working his own way through it with the hologram. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Hal would have uploaded his conscience, so we can see him guiding John through the investigation, tell him about stuff. And I think that's how they will fill the void of Hal not being there. We also get quite a lot of hints about the blue bosses. So if you have seen the animated shows, or anything basically related to Green Lanterns, you would know that there are like these blue aliens that created these rings. There are like 10 different rings with willpower, anger, despair, and whatnot. So these creatures created those rings, and those rings were assigned to different sectors, to every other guardian who needs to carry a lantern, which is like actually a physical lantern that is used for charging the ring, which the alien was also talking about, that did you bring your lantern? So The ring is like a mobile phone, if you wish to think like that. You can use it, but it runs out of battery, and to charge your ring you need that lamp, and to charge that lamp I think you need to go to that planet where it was created or something like that. There is a Green Lantern Corps. It's like different aliens, Kilowog and something like that. So yeah, hopefully they expand this thing, and yeah, let's see what happens. I'm quite happy with this episode and looking forward to the next one. It was kind of shocking to see Hal die in the first episode. Definitely what I not what I expected, but I did hear a lot of rumors about it that Hal might die in the first few episodes. So yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Thanks for this. Thanks for watching this one. I'm mumbling my words at this point, so let me know if I missed anything. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.